Hello. So right now we're in the Youth Edge Room, which is in a local organization located here on La Pacific in Huntington Park. And right now I'll be talking to a fellow community member about what La Pacific is and what goes on here and yeah, pretty much. So can you introduce yourself, please?
So my name is Myra, and I'm a community member of Huntington Park, and I live 2 blocks away from La Pacific. And so basically, what La Pacific is, it's like the major street in Huntington Park. There's shops, there's restaurants, there's clubs, like venues and that kind of thing. And it's kind of like where everybody comes on the weekends to like buy their clothes or come like eat or just like have like a stroll with their family. And it's just yeah, I guess it's like the main street that goes down Huntington Park. So
Nice. So does specific stuff go like down here that like you don't really see?
yeah, for
Curious.
sure. I know when there's like soccer games, where like Mexico will play, mostly Mexico, but sometimes other like Latin American countries. If the team wins or loses, it doesn't really matter. They'll kind of have like a celebration or a riot in the middle of the street. I remember once they had to bring in like military style vehicles, which was like super crazy. Yeah, this was like, but it was during the World Cup, and I think Mexico had lost, and people were like throughout the main street and then in the smaller streets leading out, and it was really crazy. And then Bernie Sanders came here once too when he was in the area. He was doing a speech at USC at the Coliseum, and I was at the Coliseum waiting for him, and I saw a tweet that he was in Huntington Park. And I think there's a lot of significance to that because he I think he knew that there was a lot of Latino people here, that it was a community with a lot of people of color, and he wanted to come and personally get to know people. And he did. Like, I saw him shaking hands with people, and it was really cool. There was a lot of like symbolism behind that. So and then other stuff.
Is there like annual, besides like the soccer game stuff, like annual things that happen or like monthly events?
Yeah, twice a year in the spring and in the fall they'll have like a big like festival, like a street fair, and they'll close off a couple of blocks, and there's like rides and shop owners. A lot of like small businesses will come and set up booths and sell their merchandise to people who come from like all over the place. It's not just people within Southeast LA. Like, I've known of people who come from like East Los Angeles, West Los Angeles, like South LA, like from all over the place. They'll come and they'll like come to the fair and stuff. So it's really, really cool. It's like a good time for business owners and stuff.
And so speaking of business owners, is like shopping here different than like other places? Like,
For sure, yeah. I've been to other places to go shopping, and it's not quite the same because here it's like I said, it's a lot of small businesses, and the shop owners come and they work alongside their employees, and you kind of get to interact with them personally. Whereas in other places it's more bigger companies. It's kind of like you don't know who you're buying from. You kind of just go and you buy something and you leave. But here there's kind of like a connection between you and, you know, the person that you're giving your money to, and it's really cool because the shop owners aren't exclusively Latinos like the people that live here. There's a lot of Asians, a lot of Middle Eastern people that I've seen, and it's awesome because they learn to interact with their customers. There isn't much of a language barrier because the people that have businesses here learn to speak Spanish to communicate with their employees, because they hire Latinos but also their customers. And it's not always like that in other places. Like if you go to Beverly Hills, I'm sure that the shop owners or the people who work there aren't going to be able to talk to the Latinos that come in. So here it feels more tight-knit, and it feels like you're
Comfortable.
yeah, it feels really really nice. But yeah, it's really cool.
Nice. Well, thank you.